Man, guys, just drinking some water before making this. It's currently Wednesday at 2:40 p.m. That means that the game went by on Saturday. I did not make a video. Obviously, yes, I watched the game. I was very, very disappointed, and there's some things that I want to go over. This was one of those games where I needed a few days before I got in the mic, and I also needed to watch it again, which I just did. My first takeaway in this game is that yes, Justin Herbert played terribly. He played one of the worst games, probably the worst game I've ever seen him play in his career. But he is not the first guy to blame, and I really, frankly, don't care what anyone has to say about it. Herbert was 14 of 32, four interceptions and a touchdown, 242 yards, was sacked four times. Herbert did miss some throws, but he also had two big drops. So Disley, that first one, which would have gave them a first down, they ended up settling for a field goal because they didn't get it. I mean, all of a sudden, that's a touchdown. The Chargers, I mean, that changes everything, right? Big difference between touchdowns and field goals. The second one, Disley ends up hitting off his hands, picked up by Stingley. I mean, that just killed any chance the Chargers had at coming back. I mean, it seemed like they were building a little bit of momentum. Not much, but a little. There was no run game, as there has not been all year. The Chargers have not run the ball well, I don't think, any game all year against a good team. They've only just ran it well on like the Raiders, right? Just pretty crappy teams, or the Panthers. J.K. Dobbins only had 9 carries for 26 yards. Gus Edwards had 7 carries for 22 yards. Like, how does that make any sense? No run game. Greg Roman, all of a sudden, he is off of the Ravens. And look at what the Ravens are doing. Lamar and Henry. I get that they didn't have Henry, but still. Lamar's playing the best football of his career. It seemed like Greg Roman was holding him back. And I've been on Greg Roman all season long, so I don't think I'm just saying that because of this game. Yeah, I've gave him his flowers when deserved, but I mean, is Greg Roman really the guy here? Maybe we'll see later on this video when I talk about it. And then we look at the receivers. Will Disley, 16 yards. Tucker Fisk, 15 yards. 270-pound tight end having more yards than Quentin Johnston. 0 catches on 5 targets. And Johnson ran a whip zig route. He's so slow, too. Like, I'm just over Quentin Johnston, man. I said it coming into the season, and Charger fans, I love you guys, man. If I didn't, I wouldn't be making this video. This video is probably going to get not even 1,000 views, so... But the reason why I'm making it is because I know the people that are going to watch it are big Chargers fans and want to hear my thoughts. But I said it coming into the season that Lad McConkey would be the wide receiver one, that he's a stud. I had him as a first-round grade. The Chargers, I don't know how, laughably got him in the second round. And I don't think a lot of Chargers fans understood too much about him, which is fair because I do this for a living, right? I cover football, so I have the time to do it. But Quentin Johnson, for some reason, a lot of Chargers fans, not every Chargers fan, a lot of Chargers fans thought he was going to have a big year two, which I guess he technically did. I mean, Johnson was much better than last season, but he's just not very good. And this was exactly the example of why he's not very good. You go up against an elite defense, he's nowhere to be found, dropping the ball, it's hitting the ground. You need a yard, you can't even pick it up. You're so slow, you can't catch the ball. Like Quentin Johnson, what does he even do, bro? What does he even do? Lad McConkey. We're going to talk about Lad McConkey. I believe I'm 3:30 into this, man. This might be a longer video, but Lad McConkey, 9 for 197, a touchdown. That's a rookie record. 14 targets. Looked like a man possessed going up against, again, an elite defense, as elite of a secondary as it gets in this league. And McConkey was just not fazed at all by the big moment. And then we take a look at Justin Herbert. So I'm trying to think back on all of the picks Herbert threw. The first one was that shot to Quentin Johnston, which was honestly not a great ball, but it just kind of shows that, Lassiter made a great play. Sometimes when you throw a pick, if a defender makes an amazing play, it happens. And then the Disley went off of his hands, and then Herbert, of course, I remember the fourth one was he just basically tested Stingley, and Stingley, it was just a weird route by Chark. I mean, Chark ended up smoking weed literally right after the game, which I'm not going to sit up here. I personally don't smoke. If you guys smoke, that's cool. It's your own life. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but this kind of sums up the Charger season. They lose a playoff game 32-12, and this guy's on his story posting marijuana. But the second interception, I'm trying to think. Stingley had, well, yeah, I don't even remember the second interception, to be honest with you guys. Sorry about that, but yeah, just Herbert honestly was under a lot of pressure. Oh, yeah, I do remember it actually. It was where he overthrew Lad McConkey, and it was a pick six. Yeah, that was on Herbert. There wasn't even that much pressure. The announcers kind of made it seem like more than it was. It was just Herbert just missed him high. And if you're gonna miss a receiver, you don't want to miss him high because that's what happens. It's a pick six, right? So Greg Roman deserves a lot of blame. No run game, but also the Chargers just don't have enough weapons. So also I can't entirely blame it on Greg Roman because if he had, let's say T. Higgins comes to the Chargers. If T. Higgins was on this team, I mean, maybe it would be called differently. It'd have to, no way, maybe. It absolutely would. So if the Chargers get more weapons, we'll see what Greg Roman can do. But all I know is when Greg Roman left the Ravens, Lamar Jackson became significantly better. Absolutely. He won an MVP early on in his career, but he won an MVP last season and somehow got even better because if he wasn't good enough already. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And we will go over the film. Absolutely will. Not right now because guys, I need a break. I just rewatched the game and it was painful enough the first time around. And I just made a Texans video as well because, like I said, I cover football for a living, so I got to talk about everyone. But I don't know, man. I'm just struggling, man. But defensively, we'll talk about the defense. C.J. Stroud, 282 yards, 22 of 33, touchdown, a pick. I mean, the pick was just basically throwing it up, trying to make something happen. It wasn't even like that bad, but 3 sacks. I thought in the first half, not even the first half, I thought honestly, and remember, 7 of those 32 came from the pick 6. But I'm looking at, what was it, under 5 minutes left in this game, 4:48 to be precise. It was a 13-6 game, and then Herbert throws a pick 6. It's 20-6. When the offense is giving up points, it's not moving the ball, it's not scoring, it's asking a lot of the defense. I thought the Chargers defense played phenomenally well. Jesse Minter, Jim Harbaugh, I mean, this defense came to play. It was phenomenal. Joe Mixon had 106 yards rushing, and he had, 13 yards receiving, which is an amazing game for Mixon. It's more than they could have asked for. But also, all of that came in the fourth quarter. The Chargers couldn't even get the ball back, bro. I mean, what was it? The Texans had the ball for 7 minutes in the fourth quarter, literally, off of one drive, by the way. And the Chargers got it back, and Herbert, unsurprisingly, threw another interception. So I know I sound pessimistic. I'm not. I think the Chargers are going to be better next season. They went 11-6. They're only going to get better. But this team just it choked in the biggest moment as it really always has. I mean, Justin Herbert's been in the league for 5 years and doesn't have a playoff win. But Ladd McConkey, you're a freaking stud, man. I want a Ladd McConkey jersey. If I had money, bro, if I wasn't broke, I would get a Ladd McConkey jersey. Yeah, covering the NFL, man, ain't really doing the greatest, but the Chargers, I appreciate you guys for real though, because this Chargers channel was killing it, man. We were crushing it. We were doing so well, and they fell short to the Texans. But I'll say next season, weapons is going to be the biggest thing too. I think the defense honestly is pretty good. I mean, the secondary had a lot of young guys step up. If I'm being honest with you, like Tarheeb Steele is like a guy that immediately comes to my mind. But yeah, next season, I'll say this, man. It's not even just another receiver. It's another running back. Like I'm not the biggest Gus Edwards guy. I think J.K. Dobbins certainly is going to be the lead running back. But I'll say like J.K. Dobbins and honestly, would it be wrong of me to say that the Chargers should go out there and draft that running back out of Boise State, Ashton Jenney? Let me know if I might be tripping, Chargers fans. Maybe I smoked before I got on this. But T. Higgins and Ashton Jenney. Oh my goodness, yo, that would be ridiculous. But will the Chargers draft the running back in the first round? Probably not. But man, would I love them to? Yes, hell yes. I'm out, guys. Peace.